my name's Amanda from Always Knitting and Sewing. We're a small family-run fabric shop based in Chorley in Lancashire, and welcome to our gift card tutorial. You'll find everything you need in the description below, as well as a link to our website, so gather your supplies and let's begin. The thing we need to do is interface one of our pieces. So I've got right side to the mat here, the wrong side facing me, and I've got glue side of my interfacing on the fabric. Just pop it in the middle roughly, leaving your gap around the edges, and that will be your seam allowance, and you're just going to press it on. So just hold it for about 5 or 10 seconds till your glue heats up and melts, moving across like that. So we are using 100% cotton here, so I've got my iron nice and hot. But remember to set your iron for the correct temperature for whichever fabric you are using. Then go ahead and leave that to cool for about 5 or 10 minutes or so your glue will set. Now we want to make our point. So you're going to find the middle of your fabric, so that's 2.5, give it a mark with your chalk pencil. Come down 1 inch on the side. I've laid mine out on my board there, nice and carefully. So I've got 1 inch down and in the middle here, and then we are going to draw a line and cut that off. You can do it straight with your rotary cutter if you want to, or you can draw a line on, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to cut off that corner. Same on the other side. And you're going to do this with both pieces of your fabric. Like that. So, excuse me, that's just not cut. So go ahead and do that to both pieces of fabric. So now we're ready to stitch together. Place your fabrics right sides together. Pop a couple of pins in. And we are going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And we are going to leave a turning gap on one side of about 2 inches. So just mark yourself a turning gap. So we're not going to stitch in between those two lines. So you're going to start here, back tack, go all the way around, come back here and stop here and back tack at the end. Leave that 2 inch turning gap. So this is what we should look like. So go ahead and clip your corners. Be careful not to catch your stitches. If you want to trim your seam allowance, then please feel free. The only thing I would suggest is that you don't trim this part here, because we are going to fold that back and give it a little iron. It makes it so much easier when we come to top stitch. So clip all your corners. Say trim your seam allowances if you want, but not that bit. Fold that bit back and give it a press. And then you're going to turn it right side out. I'll meet you when you've done that. So I've turned it through, poked my corners out and given it a press. I've also put a bit of glue on my turning gap just to hold that in place. Otherwise, I find when you stitch, it tends to move quite easily. So a bit of glue and give it a nice iron. Hopefully it will keep that in place. So now you need to decide which side you want as your front and which you want as your inside. I'm going for this as my inside. So now we need to turn this bottom edge up 2.5 inches. So let's get a measure. So 2.5 inches. And pop a couple of pins in there. And give that a press. And now we're going to stitch it up. So you're going to start at the bottom, back tack, go all the way around and come back down to here. We're going to do that about 1/8 of an inch and we're going to top stitch it. So I'm going to change my stitch length to a 4. So starting here, 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way up, back down to here. So this is what we look like now, and now we need to fold our flap over. Don't fold it so it's exactly on the top of this bit here. Just leave a little smidge, even 1/8 of an inch or so, just a bit of wiggle room. If you can see, just a tiny, tiny little bit of wiggle room there. Fold that over and give that a press. Now at this stage, that could be it. It could be the end and you've done. Or if you wanted to fasten it down, you could either stitch a press stud on or you could put a popper on, whichever you prefer. I'm going to put a popper on mine. If you're putting a popper on, grab your tools. You'll have 2 like this and then 1 each of those. And then let's find our middle. So I'm just going to pop that there. That'll do. That's about 1/2 an inch from my point. So take your sharp tool and poke it through. Remember, you're just going through the flap. You want to put the flat one on the outside there. And whichever one you want on there. I'm going to go for that one. Squash it on a bit and then get your tool. I like to put the flat one on the black part of mine. I know sometimes they can be tricky till you get the hang of them, but the key is to make sure that everything is covered. Look all the way around before you commit to that press and make sure that all is covered. Put it down on a nice hard surface and give it a squeeze. There we go. So fold it down. Let's see where it is on the bottom there. We'll go for there. Again, poke it through. You're only going through to the inside. You're not going all the way through to the back. So poke your hole. And this time the flat one goes on the inside. And we are this way up on this one. So I'll just squash it on. Again, the black bit goes on the flat, shiny side. So this one's a little bit trickier because obviously it's inside. So just try and get it so that all, there we go. If you can see, probably turn it inside out to be honest actually. All the flat disc is covered. Again, you need 10 hands for this. Put it on a flat surface, give it a press, and there we have our card wallet. So here we have our finished gift card wallet. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you'd like more, please take a look at our website knitandstitch.club, where you'll find hundreds of beginner-friendly knitting, sewing and crochet tutorials. We also have a Facebook page called Knit It, Stitch It, Share It, where you can share your makes and be inspired by others. You'll find all the links below. Thanks for watching.